Well, hello guys, it's me, Christian again. Anyways, basically here we are in another talk to you viewers. Gonna be shortly talking about epilepsy day. And sorry guys, and anyways, I tried to find the best I could with finding purple here, guys. Once again, well, this shirt is pretty alright. Like, got a bit of mixture of red, pink, and purple, which is convenient in many colorful ways, guys. So, anyways, let's get on to the topic afterwards. But before words, if any of you guys have anyone else subscribed to my channel or my girlfriend Harmony's channel, consider doing so, guys. And most likely need help to both of us, as it is for sure, especially for the upcoming support I'm gonna explain about now. So, anyways, guys. So, and the reckonance of Epilepsy Day happens every March 26th, guys, which is a good convenient sign. It's an important, reasonable one that has to be acknowledged like every other occasion there is, right? Because basically, once again, right, if I have not already said this once before, many people with many conditions of other diagnosis, right, no matter if it's a disability or something else, but we tend to call those oftenly unique abilities. We all have these unique abilities, but sometimes they come out to being good things, and other times, reasonably not so good things. And this is definitely a day not to ever joke about, guys. Do not even make this ever funny, because if anybody's experiencing the epilepsy disorder, also known as seizure disorder, they tend to often have terrible times at, well, I wouldn't say all the time, but sometimes they do. And it can be very hard for them to realize that they've been diagnosed with it, and they may not recognize, they might not understand it yet, but then once they put into a lot more research about it, that can be the shock and surprise to them, realizing that this can be something that they're going to have to live with for the rest of their lives, basically. Yep, epilepsy is another thing that interferes their entire life. And I don't think, hoping that there might be a cure for it, but I don't think there is a cure for it as far as I know. So, in a matter of a way, it kind of makes it a little hard for those people with epilepsy to somewhat maintainably live a normal life. They still can live a normal life. It's just the things that will cause the seizures to most likely trigger, and I'll explain that shortly soon, and how you maybe notice that I might know these somewhat experiences. I had at least 2 friends that went to my school. Now it's just 1. But also, my girlfriend has it too. So that's why I take most of these so-called disorders kind of seriously, guys. I want to get to know a little bit more about typically how the brain works, I guess. I am a man of my own matter of words to say. And I want to get as much knowledge and details out to you guys as best as possible, so you guys can recognize when these occasional days come up. And for anybody that's maybe not wearing any purple, maybe you can ask a friend or maybe somebody, or even go to the local stores, clothing stores, and see something that's purple there and order a purple shirt. The reason why we wear these purple shirts is to recognize any of these people with epilepsy, known as a seizure disorder, right? It helps support them quite a little bit. It helps recognize that that's the nature color of those people, right? So basically speaking here, the things that you as you us guys, including myself, have to recognize that the things that can cause the seizures for the epilepsy people, having the most common one for most of them, well, it actually there's many. It's a complicating kind of version of the disorder because the seizures can happen in different places depending on the brain. Like, basically, the epilepsy is another part of the brain mechanism or something like that. Basically, the brain works a lot differently. It's like some sort of electric sparks kind of thing. So anything that can occur, yeah, the common one I think of the most is the flashing lights, guys. These kind of, well, not these lights, but say for example in like concerts or some movies that be played that might have flashing light scenes. Yeah, you want to try to make sure they avoid that at all costs because that could be a trigger to it. The other worst thing that could trigger it would be lots of stress, and that's a common one because sometimes my girlfriend does have a bit of stress, and try to make sure to cool that down. So the other thing might be some periods or lack of sleep or even alcohol. Those things could also cause seizures to happen too. And when those seizures happen, you want to try to be by their side, like in case they're ready. In case you notice that electric shock in their nerve brain or whatever, you want to have something prepared, like something soft. So if you notice they're starting to fall down backwards, try to reduce their falling, as in lightly set them down and get some sort of soft, maybe pillow or something, or whatever might be the case. And make sure to also call the emergency as well, because the chances are these kind of things could also happen if they, for somewhat, accidentally bump their head off of something too. That could be another thing that can cause these seizures to happen. I mean, typically, the non-epilepsy people, us, can still riskily get the seizures, but that chance is only like 5%. Comparison to what the epilepsies have is most likely between a 60 to 70% chance, in my opinion. So, a lot, I tell you. But it is our duty to make sure that we support this day and that we recognize that some of our friends or families might have this condition, and it could be run into some sort of family too. It could be some sort of genetic or whatever, right? Anyways, my girlfriend did a story about this today. If you want to go visit her channel, guys, I recommend you do, because I think she's got an interesting point of view of the story. I watched her video today, and the fact that it had some amazing part of the facts right there that she mentioned about the importance of how she rediscovered it and the time that she managed to, well, get it through. Like, yeah, because the thing is, the epilepsy people, of course, can remember all these occasions that happens and so forth. And more likely, guys, yes, is the nearby 1 out of 100 people, right? 1 out of 100 people in this world could be diagnosed with epilepsy. So, I know that's kind of hard for those people not to worry about that kind of stuff, because it is something that will partially happen, but we got to take it easy on those people, because a nearby lack of sleep or stress, or I would say another bit of common ones that try not to get so much on the bad side or whatever, it could be reasonably wrong. And in fact, some of these things could actually, yes, and what I partially meant by it could somewhat affect their life a little bit, could sometimes have problems dealing with, sorry guys if I can't quite remember what all this stuff is for right now, but I can tell you it is kind of a scary, it's definitely a scary traumatic effect for them. and more likely to us, it can be scary seeing them, start to, as in their body starts to like twitch and move in on weirdable ways that basically, if anything, well, I can't really say for sure. I haven't really experienced it that much, but I did hear that afterwards it does affect their brain quite a lot. It makes them, when they wake back up, they feel quite like their brain's too heavy to even think of anything. They feel quite overly a bit stressed, a bit tired, got a bit of a headache from it. Yeah, and most of their other body starts shaking, and basically I think maybe their body might become numb or something, as in they won't be able to feel much, and they won't exactly know a lot what happened afterwards, because, well, the brain just went into electric shock, and gotta know some nearby experiences. I mean, some scientists have recently discovered like how that can all be possible, and yeah. So anyways, I think that's maybe all I'm gonna say for now. Well, just try to be careful out there, guys. Pay good respects to this possible day, and knowing that we have to take it easy on some of these people that have epilepsy for sure, especially if these seizures can occur, especially, yeah, on the epilepsy day. Well, the thing that can be sometimes complicating is when it comes to some relationships with some people. Sometimes that can be partially effective too. They don't mean to, well, offend you or any of that stuff, because I noticed that one thing's for certain is if they're like being bullied or something, right? And this could be with any disorder basically, but basically, if they do anything to interferely, well, mentally hurt you, or worst of all, physically hurt you, that is a worse idea to physically hurt that person, because that kind of thing could easily trigger the seizure alert, and that could be scary. And whose fault would that be? Pretty much the bully's fault for causing this to happen, and I am not tolerating disrespect for that. But you see the point, right, guys, about showing support about this day, and I can't say the word, but basically we wear these purple shirts for many good important cases here. I mean, we must. It feels like it has to. But I can also understand that not everybody has purple shirts. And that's relatable, alright. I tried to find a purple shirt. Might be in the laundry, but not that I'm gonna go. Anyways, the point is, I tried to find the closest thing I could to finding purple, guys. Sorry for the earlier delay, but that's it as it is. So, many people might be able to relate to what I might have said, and Harmony, if you're watching this, I hope I did the best job I could with, well, explaining most of this to you, and more importantly to the viewers. Like, I hope you guys will be able to understand most of what I'm trying to say and how strictly important this was. I feel quite shocked and quite nerved about this kind of day. And notice how I didn't even laugh at all during this, because I don't know. It kind of almost makes me angry just knowing that this day even exists. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video quickly, and yeah. We still basically celebrate this day, and anyways,
not a happy day to basically look forward to. And Christian signing off. Bye bye.